Hey, hi, hello. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Season Aspect, and I am your host, Easy Astro, aka Jalik the Third. And yes, on this podcast, we go about talking about astrology, letting it season the conversation, but majority of the insight, the depth, the breadth of the conversation that you're going to get information from is going to be from me, as well as who I have on here as guest speakers, sharing our experiences and just talking about various different conversations. So, with it being Leo season or the day before Leo season, ideally, we have another amazing guest on here who I'm going to let him share his insight, his details, and what he got going on, and then we'll get on with the podcast. So, hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's good? What's good?
So, yeah, tell the people, like, what's up, what it is, who you are, like, what's your big three, all that good stuff.
My name's Quincy. My big three are Leo Sun, Sag Moon, and Capricorn Rising. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, so the question I do have is just like for Leo season, how is that like what does Leo season mean to you? Like what comes around, what's the thoughts that come up, energy, what you feel comfortable sharing?
In the summer vibes, sometimes back to school vibes. The end of honestly a quick season in my opinion. I feel like every other season of the year just kind of stretches, but summertime itself, so specifically Leo season, which ends it out, just kind of flies by.
Okay, okay. And then like specifically for you, you are a Leo sun, but you also have like two other placements in Leo, your Mercury, your Venus, and then you have fire, like your chart is a fire sign chart, but it's led by that earth placement. And for me, I see it as just like ideally somebody who is an introspective individual who is finding their voice. Now, I say that as an expansive aspect, but we gonna like go from that and funnel it down. So starting with that, it's just like, hey, you have these fire sign placements, but how do you feel with the Leo, like the output or the idea that Leos are perceived in media and like pop culture, like, oh, the center of attention, all eyes on me, like here I am. You cool, but it ain't about you. It's about me during this season. Like, how is
Yeah,
that for you?
honestly, I hear the not even the opinions, but the stigmas a lot around Leos, and honestly, I can attest that I have met Leos that are like that, but I have also met Leos that aren't like that. There are Leos, in my opinion, that don't like the spotlight whatsoever, like myself. Like outside of doing a podcast or something like this, I wouldn't typically be on camera. I'm a photographer. I do prefer to be behind the camera. I really just don't like the spotlight. Maybe I'm a weird Leo or something like that. But yeah, I believe everybody's different. There are zodiacs that don't have that same stigma around them, but they are people who do enjoy the spotlight. That do live in it and thrive in it, or need it, if you will. But I do believe there's just a lot of negative stigmas around Leos that I feel like I'm here to debunk. You know, not everybody's the same. One's sun sign doesn't directly personify who that person is. When you expand into their different placements, that's when you really get to know or understand a person versus, oh, you're this zodiac sign, so I already know how you are. It's like, you don't know my version or my take on that specific zodiac sign. So yeah.
And like for people who think that they know you, you feel like they don't even begin to scratch the surface when it comes to you as an individual.
Close. But honestly, when I hear the passive or the wave off of, oh, you're a Leo, I'm just like, you only think skin deep. So all right, cool. There's no real need to talk or get to know that other person as a whole. So I'm just like, if you're gonna brush me off, I don't have any problem brushing other people off either.
Yeah, and I guess that definitely comes with like the fact of eighth house placements. It's like, hey, be into yourself, and but also having that sense of depth when it comes to engaging with people, where it's just like you ain't gonna have that be for everybody. Like it's specific people that you're gonna have to come encounter and engage with you as an individual. I'm gonna see you as that person because you have eighth house as well as 12th house placements, and the 12th house can be like, hey, you chilling to yourself. It's all good, but you have those moments of isolation and being to yourself where you learn, you gain insight. Like that is those beneficial moments that take place for yourself. Now I do have these questions on a piece of paper. Going into like Saturn return, where I say that you're finding your voice is because you got your Saturn in the third house in Pisces. And as somebody who went through their Saturn return in the third house in Aquarius, we see where this is resulting in factor now. It's just like showcasing and sharing a voice. But how do you like how's that been dealing with like communication? Like going with the North Node is, can be like this supercharged point and it's going through Pisces right now. So how has it been with navigating your Saturn return, discovering your voice amongst the collective and having that emphasis being charged at this point in time?
For me personally, I can say that it has been a challenge. Like as I get closer to 30, it's in a couple weeks. I find myself reflecting a lot on just my own life, the choices that I've made, and things like that, and understanding not only who I am or who I've been, but who I want to be, like the true person that I want to develop into. As a creative, I'm learning to niche down and figure out what that niche is and what it means for me, not just how we'll make money with it, but really understand what it is that I'm trying to do with, my art. I've kind of done the self-reflection part with chat and come to the conclusion that I need to learn how to weaponize my voice and my art, not just be everywhere with it, but figure out what it is that I want to do with it and how to, strike life with it, find a way to cut through the obstacles of life with my voice and my art.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something I can see working with your chart because you have like hella trines and sextiles, and trines are these easy flowing aspects that we don't take in consideration where we think that anybody else could potentially do it. Or we have sextiles, where it's like, yeah, they're there, but you have to put forth the effort to actually have those jokers working. But something that does stand out amidst those sextiles and trines in your chart is that you have a square between your Mercury and Pluto. Your Mercury is in the eighth house along with your Sun and Venus. And then your Pluto is like at the end of your 11th house. So it's like ideally there's a sense of urgency when it comes to navigating your friendships, and there's a sense of transformation there. So do you feel like when it comes to communicating with your friends, networking, and dream, there's been this tension relative to expanding upon that because your Saturn also touches that Pluto too. So it's a easy flowing aspect, but there's that tension that comes there. So that tension, I feel like it activates that aspect between your Pluto and Saturn. So that transformation within communication relative to friends, like friends, network, whatever. But I see it. I say, for example, if this gets like off, like, girl, what are you talking about? It is like, hey, I say with my charge, like, ooh, friends, I really care for them. Like, we had a conversation yesterday, like feelings, like being mindful or attentive to feelings. And it's like, hey, you don't have to like give
Yeah.
everybody that sense of kindness. So you have your Venus in the eighth house, but you have Pluto in that sense, like Venus is also is aesthetic cooperation and with other people, but it's also that transformative aspect of Pluto in your 11th house. So how do you see that for yourself if you hadn't like hopped off the plane or this conversation with this question?
For a while now, I've honestly felt like I'm always behind, and it's kind of weird to say, or because I've come to the understanding, none of us in life are in a race; we're in a marathon. I've also learned that I'm not in a race against anybody except for myself. But even looking at I guess the ideas that I had for myself, or the ideals and dreams that I had for myself, I feel like I'm so behind and off track from what I'm supposed to be doing. And honestly, you got to take your hands off the wheel. This is you didn't we as people, we as humans, we're not the ones, we're not the designers of the track. We got to give it to the the higher powers that be to help steer us. We're just along for the ride. And maybe it plays into the Leo aspect of trying to have control of that ride, but I'm slowly learning to just not even, give up control, but just enjoy the ride for itself, enjoy the journey, and not so much worry about the destination, not so much worry about how the car or whatever that I'm in looks. Just enjoy the ride for what it is, and then if there's passengers along with the ride, enjoy them for while they're here, and show them love when they depart. Learning to give myself grace is probably the best way to put it. Um, it is challenging. It is um, confusing and conflicting because you spent this whole life like, hey, by the time I'm 30, I need to, own a private jet or something. And it's like, nah, you're probably supposed to be, focused on just driving a little sedan or something like that. And you got to appreciate the journey of you making it to even get that sedan instead of worrying about what could have been or what you believe it should have been. Yeah, that's about it. Just giving myself grace.
No, that's real. Because even just with navigating life, like you said, these expectancies people have for different points in their life. Honestly, I don't know what I thought I would be doing at this point. Like, it's cool that I'm here. It's like, oh wow, just thinking back, it's like I've done some dope stuff. Probably would have never thought I got the opportunity to do those things, but I did them. And now it's like, hey, not the same. Like, not the same person that was like back in ski wanting to do X, Y, and Z. It's like, okay, cool. I want to be able to do these things for myself and see where they are. And like you said, you have people come in your life, like reason, season, lifetime, but showing them love on the way out. That's real. Because some people, we don't know when to let go of folks. It's like, oh, we enjoy this moment, this feeling with them. And it's like, oh, it's gonna last forever. And it's just like, no, life be happening, stuff
Right. It
changes.
lasts while it lasts, and you can't
Yeah,
control
and it's just
it don't
like,
last anymore.
yeah, you really can't. And it makes me think of like that song by Andre 3000, like Hey Ya, where it's just like that people just be dancing to it, but he's like, what makes you think love is the exception? Like,
You know, you just hey, not all relationships are meant to be lifelong ones. You just gotta appreciate them for what they are, and honestly, really pay attention to what these relationships have taught you while you had them. And even in my own experiences, not even just what they taught you while you had them, but the lessons that you had to reflect on after they're gone. Like you probably learn a whole lot more after these relationships end than you learned while they, were present. Even down to the love aspect. It's all these relationships are just enjoying while they're here. It's like watching a TV show or something like that. Like the show's not meant to last for years at a time. You get a season per year. Enjoy it while it's here. When those episodes are up, find something else or, enjoy something else. Don't even go looking for it. Just let it come to you and embrace it for what it is. You may be watching a drama for all of winter and spring, but when that show is over, it's time for summer and fall. You're like, oh, I need another drama. No, you probably need a documentary or something to watch, something completely, a complete 180 from what you're used to. And it's dealing with that 180 is not always easy, but that it might just be a part of your journey. You just gotta embrace it for what it is.
that is a good point to see because it's like when stuff is over, and it makes me think about just me when it comes to engaging with just like different stuff. Like I realize when it comes, and I just think about like anime, when it comes to watching different animes, like I'll watch it as it's like real, like showing out, like, hey, new episode, this, and this. I find myself when I realize that there is an ending, like I'm like, oh, let me stop because
Right,
I don't want to get to the end. Like even when it comes to reading different manga, it's like, oh,
right,
I'd rather like look at it, preview to see like, oh, we're going to like 100 something. Bet. Don't let me get to the very last. Like, don't let me know the number of chapters in its finality because
right.
be like, okay, let me stop. Let me let it breathe. Let me go find something else to take my attention and then come back and see like 50 more chapters and got updated. But that's not life. Life ain't like that. It's just like life is gonna continue to go, it's gonna continue to roll out, and you get to the ending, you gotta get to the ending. Like literally watching one of the animes in my watch list yesterday, I'm like, it's at episode 12. I look at it, nothing else is there, and I'm just like,
That fatal number 12 right there.
let me go and watch this last episode
Right.
and get the feels, the vibes, because yeah, I don't really. It's like cool 12 episode animes. They all right, but I'm like, I want to find what it is that made y'all want to make this a 12 episode anime. Because y'all could expand it, y'all could have went more, but y'all tease people with these 12 episode
Because it's
animes.
so many. Like you may get lucky and find one that has like a good 24 or something like that. You may have a rare occurrence where you get a 13 episode anime, but it's like, whether it be the production houses or whatever, it's man, you just gotta enjoy them while they're here. Because another thing that you learn, especially with anime, is like, hey, this great show appeared out of nowhere. You get your 12 episodes, and then it's never to be heard from. You don't get
Never.
a two. You don't get a spinoff. You don't get the OVAs. You just get just those 12 episodes, and all you can do is appreciate them for what they were while they were here. You can go rewatch them, but it's still not the same effect. And the more you rewatch, the less it means to you because you're not watching these scenes, these action scenes for the first time. You're not watching these tearjerker moments for the first time. It's like you're kind of expecting it, and waiting for it. Honestly, if you were to see it happen any different, you'd be like, "Whoa, what happened?" And it's like, "Hey, it's messed up now, right? It's because that's wasn't what it was supposed to be. You just gotta appreciate it for what it is."
Yeah, and I know we're shifting over to like this metaphorical aspect of life relative to anime, but it definitely comes back to the sense of comfort. Like comfort anime, I don't care to watch. Like I
Yeah.
love them, got a list of them. I know that they're there, but I'm just like, give me something new. Give me something like that's out there that I can check out. That's experience.
Yeah, like,
I watch multiple ones at once, and
you
it's like,
know
you watch all of them? Like, yeah, I'd
yeah,
rather
yeah.
like be on top of like multiple different things. Like, what is
It's
it? Talking
the
to you yesterday,
thing,
The Lord of Mysteries,
right?
watching Witch Watch. I hadn't watched Togen Anki yet, but then last night I found a manga about this girl who's like this dope ass not geneticist, but she was like somebody who worked with the elements in her previous life. And then she got transferred over to this life where she's like this half human, half spirit. But what she can do is like she controls the elements. Like she can make fucking gold rain diamonds just for the hell of it. But the thing is like the kingdom, they fucked up over like 200 years ago where they sacrificed a whole bunch of spirits to try to get in contact with her mom. So it's like the king and their bloodline, they can't get in contact with spirits. So they want to keep a hold of her dad because he has his power. Like he died, but he became a half spirit. So that's how her mom and him were able to create her. So that's where I'm at with that right now. And it's like, I want to say 70 something chapters, but I'm on like chapter 14. But yeah, like that in itself is just like, hey, you see these things? It's interesting. It's not like, oh, the same thing. I know what's going to happen. I don't have a problem with it. I loved it. Like, let it be there. Because if that shit changes, like, wait, like you said, what are you doing? Like, that's comfort. So, yeah, just be discovering new stuff all the time just
Yeah,
to
yeah.
take in and captivate me. But what about you? Like, you gave me, for one, it's one thing I wanted to talk about is like you gave me the understanding of how it's a combination of anime and astrology, how you're able to take astrology and understand it for yourself with the basis of anime.
I guess I could say I'm a metaphorical person. Metaphors are usually something visual, something that you can be like, this looks like that. And so I recognize patterns. I can peep patterns really easily. And so I've noticed that anime follows, simple patterns over and over again. You like from the artistic standpoint, you have the orange teal color theory, right? And that's the theory that anything orange and teal or the different shades that come with it will always look amazing together. So you go through anime and I mean all especially all the big hitters, you have that orange teal color theory and these same patterns with people. So you have the orange MC, you got Naruto, you got Goku, you got Luffy, you all of them have that orange, shade or hue of orange in there. Then you have their teal counterpart. So you have Sasuke to Naruto, you have Vegeta to Goku, you have Zoro to Luffy that follow that teal persona, and then I I peep that the archetypes of the characters. Like, so you have your typical hotheads, you have the cool mysterious person, you have the sometimes the funny, what is it? The funny romantic, kind of floating around there. You have the everybody's favorite white-haired powerhouse that's just real cool, whether it be a teacher or a companion, whatever it may be. And I see people that way because I see that these characters were inspired from somebody or people's archetypes. And so when I talk to people and I engage with people, getting to know them, I'm like, you're a combination of this character with another character's character attributes or something like that. Like I've even gone to the point of using ChatGPT to, say, hey, chat, based off my own natal chart, what type of character would I be for, whatever show that I'm thinking of or, universe that I'm thinking of. The more in-depth shows and manga and anime, they have, systems in place that are a lot more expansive. So like Hunter x Hunter, for example, they use nin and expanding in that. It's just like, hey, there are 6 different types of nin, but each one is determinant upon the person's personality, not even their zodiac, but the person themselves. And honestly, you need to go into it and be like, hey, what nin ability would I be using if I were in that universe, or what jutsu would I be using if I were in that universe? it matters. You get to understand people more when you understand when you yourself can understand, what type of person they are and the different, let's just say, jutsus in life that they would actually use. So some people, use shadows and stuff like that because they're, more private people. Some people use super explosive techniques because they're, um, louder personalities. And so I just find a way to understand people in real life more through watching anime and things of that nature because these shows were inspired by people. So I just, reverse translate it back to reality and I'm like, okay, this person's a hothead. They're always ready to fight, but they're probably a softie at heart, And this person plays dumb, but they probably have their own form of intelligence that no one really pays attention to. And so I don't just judge people based off of, the simple uh first layer deep aspect. I'm like, let me actually understand you because people think our MCs, Goku, Vegeta, Goku, Naruto, Luffy, they're idiots, but it's like, hey, you actually pay attention to it. Their combat intelligence is off the charts. Like they don't lose not only because of the plot armor, but because they are able to, figure certain things out that other people can't. You have characters like Vegeta that can't get over their own pride, and that's literally the whole one thing that's holding them back from becoming the best. And it's like you see what it's like in different universes for them to offer that form of sacrifice. It means a lot more because this person sacrificed versus our MCs sacrificing because the MCs are constantly sacrificing. But to see someone get down off their high horse and say, I don't have to be the best. I'm okay with being number two. Like those, tend to be my favorite characters. Those are the ones that I tend to resonate with more because I'm like, you're okay with not being number one. You're okay with, striving for the number one spot, but enjoying the process of working towards it and not being in the limelight or having the responsibilities of being number one. I appreciate those characters more in my opinion. And so when I engage with people and I learn and understand people. I'm like, all right, let's just say I'm a Zoro in my own personal universe. How would different people, relate to me? Um, you know, People are pattern based. People you can figure out people through patterns, and that's all that the zodiacs are. That's all that different archetypes are. Whether you put it into any, universe or your own understanding, I just understand it through the different archetypes presented in anime. That's just how my brain works.
No, that shit goes hard as hell. Like being able to break it down and make sense of that, because I'm just like seeing all these different characters pop up in my mind. It's like, oh yeah, like I never peeped that, but being able to see it is like, oh okay, cool. And mm, when it comes to the character description that you're providing, like, hey, a character is like, all right, I know that I'm not the best, but I'm here, I'm working. It is what it is. The anime Gachi Akuta, the one about garbage and trash. Have you started watching it?
Yeah, I'm actually waiting on like episode 3 right now.
Okay,
Uh,
have they gotten to the character Zonka?
okay, I'm horrible with names. I'm sorry.
He's
Just
the one who's supposed to be training, is not,
yeah,
yeah, not Engine, but Zonka is the one that Engine's like, "Hey, you gonna train him." But I feel like he matches that. Granted, getting to his backstory is just like, ooh, I see how you got to where you are, but I feel like he is a good character. Like, hey, he calls everybody else geniuses, but he's like, oh, I'm just a normal person. Like, I'm not a genius.
yeah,
But everybody else around is like, bro, you literally crawled like from the depths of the bottom where you are. So.
yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a dope ass one to get to. Now, when it comes to anime specifically, for your like your big three, you can list off anime characters or what comes to mind. But what do you think of like when it comes to Leo's? Like, who is an anime character you think of? And if you got one for the other two, cool.
Unfortunately, and it resonates too well, especially with the stigmas around Leos. Vegeta's definitely Leo energy personified, and even like I don't know, for the people that follow the manga, I especially love it because in the manga, especially where it's at now, you get to see ultra ego and what it means to actually embrace ultra ego. Like he gave it the name ultra ego, but it's like it's destroyer energy that is honestly unmatched, but it requires self-sacrifice. Like you can't worry about what's happening to you, no matter how damaging it is, because it's I believe ultra ego is the personification of turning your L's into power. You know, taking those lessons and turning them into personal power. Because it's ultra ego is, you know, the more damage he takes on, the stronger he gets. And it's like it's not like the damage is healing, but he just gets stronger from that damage. And so I look at it as he becomes more powerful from the lessons and losses that he takes every time. Because you know Vegeta, you know, you really get into it, he's never really won too many fights like that. But for some reason, he's still considered the second strongest in the universe, or you know, on Earth at least. And during certain time periods. And it's like, hey, for him to finally let go of his pride or ego and, you know, embrace what it is, that's where he finally starts finding that true power. As for the Sag moon, it had to be somebody more adventurous, someone that's always, you know, just kind of out there. And so I find resonance with characters. Once again, stuck with names, but the MC from Samurai Champloo, he's fine with it, but it's just like honestly, I love his sword style. I love that he's just free. I love that he's not really trying to be settled into one place, but just enjoy the journey of just moving around. Uh,
Mugen.
yeah, Mugen. I'm so sorry. And like that's I was been trying to cosplay as him for years and everything. I'm like from the let the hair down and everything. I'm like, nah, Mugen is definitely one of those characters. I'm like, yeah, he personifies Sag energy. Like he doesn't care about being the best. He doesn't care about people's opinions of him. He's just here enjoying his own personal journey. As for Capricorn, I believe that would resonate more with someone that's more of a calculative person. So honestly, Uryu from Bleach, like he's pays attention. He you know takes note, works to improve solely for self. You know, for improving oneself, just for you know he has his own reasons behind it and representing his people and um not letting his lineage die. But even in current Bleach, like we know it, the story's not over yet, right? And he's Udio still got a ways to go before he you know reaches his goal. But he does it silently. He doesn't boast what he's working on. You honestly don't know that he's working on something until he just pops out with something new, and it's like, whoa, where's where's the training arc that brought that about? And you don't find out about it until later on in you know somebody's backstory or something. But I'd have to say, unfortunately, Vegeta, Mugen, and Uryu would be my big three that I feel like personify my placements.
That's what's up. And I definitely think about like with Mugen for Sag, it's just like the emphasis of him having those tattooed things around his wrists because he's supposed to be somebody who's in jail, but ironically he's outside doing his own freestyles,
Crazy, yeah.
short like sword style and everything. So no, that's dope. Like, bro, that is cool as hell. Like being able to see that with grasping those concepts for those different characters and being able to see how they reflect for placements of your own chart. I like that. Like that, I don't know. If it were to look at for, I haven't looked at it specifically for my chart, but if I, because my mind thinks it's like, as far as characters, yeah, for Sag Rising, I wouldn't say it'd be Mugen. I'd say like the fact of being a teacher. I think of old dude from Assassination Classroom, where it's just like, yeah, I know, like I know you trying to kill me, but I'm gonna still try to help you. Like I'm gonna educate you and give you this insight and information and go about navigating life. Like I'm gonna travel and do the things I need to do. But yes, I'm gonna give you this information, but I still know at the end of the day, like y'all got to take me out. So it's just like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm gonna continue to travel, continue to enjoy. It is what it is. Probably gonna have some people try to take me down, but we still out here.
Right.
Now, when it comes to Cancer moon, it's like emotions, feelings, but get those feelings to a certain point, they gonna act out. Like, let's see, uh, hmm, I don't know why I think of Chammy from Black Clover. Like when
Oh,
she get
Charming.
Charming, yeah,
Yeah,
when she
yeah,
gets mad, like she gets irritated, like
right.
or not even the fact about food, it's just like caring for people. Like she truly, genuinely cares for them folks. And
Love her as a character. Like she is the like personifying a true wolf in sheep's clothing. I'm like,
literally, like I was literally
that's
thinking about the
so
fact, like her
dope.
character, like that specific style, like when she fights, it's like the sheep. It's a sheep, but when she
Right.
gets bigger, the bitch turned into a whole ass wolf.
Yes.
Like. Yes, that,
Yeah,
oh my gosh, yes. And for Scorpio, that's like silent but deadly
right.
moving. It's like you're aware of it when it comes, like you're not aware of it when it takes place. Like, what is it? Shadows. And it's not like negative shadows, but it's just like, hey, this person is shadows. Like literally, I,
Hidden knowledge.
huh? Yeah,
Hidden knowledge. Yeah.
hidden knowledge. Like thinking of a character specific, like it's a lot of characters to go with that, but my mind.
Yeah,
I don't know
what
why.
would you feel resonates with your Scorpio?
Yeah, I don't know why, but I also think of L from Death Note, 'cause just
Interesting.
like
Okay.
calculative, but I know how it could potentially be dry humor that people don't get.
Right.
And it's just like, what the fuck are you talking about? But it's just like, I get it. I understand it. Having those placements in the 12th house, though, it's just like, you might not get it, but you see the resulting factors. Like, hey, my mind, my actions, y'all get it when you see it. But in that initial thing, nah. But no lie, knowing me, I probably will have like another pairing of three with that. But yeah, I don't know why. Just first thing when I thought of Sag, just like Assassination Classroom, that big ass like smiley face. But it's just like the nigga could still kill your ass though.
Right.
Like still
Like,
fuck you up.
don't get it
So
twisted.
like
Like,
he's educated,
so
like
that ain't the
all
same at all.
encompassing. But no, like I feel like all three of those characters is like yes, beneficial, can help you in some way, but don't get it fucked up. Don't want to be on the side of the people. Oh, speaking of like my mind. I don't know why I went to this, but I think about like the fact of I know it's like another topic to talk about, but I thought about music and I thought about the fact of just like Tyler the Creator. But it makes me think of just like he's a Leo rising, but
Right.
his sun is in Pisces and his I want to say his Jupiter is in Leo. So it's like mutual reception. So it's beneficial. My mind is going from that way. That's how we got there. So it's just like having that sense of music. I know it kind of was like I see it in your face. It's like, okay,
Honestly, my understanding comes from, or my lack I guess the confusion on my face comes from my lack of understanding with zodiac terminology.
got you.
So, yeah.
Crap. Okay, slow down. All right. Hey, so everybody, mutual reception, understanding what that is like when you have the ruler of one specific sign and another sign, they're able to help each other and benefit in some way, shape, or form. So, like the sun is ruled, Leo is ruled by the sun, and Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. So, Tyler has Jupiter in Leo, and then he has his sun in Pisces. So, even though in some way, shape, or form, when you look at a chart, water sign, fire sign, they're not going to be like working, they don't see each other. But those two placements, they're in areas where they can help each other out in way, shape, or form. So I see it with Tyler, just like expression and creativity, like how he goes about navigating. It's like sun, like it's
Yeah.
attention drawn towards him. And then Pisces, the creative, the collective, but there's a depth to it too. Like it's in the eighth house. So even though he's showcasing all this stuff to us, we don't know everything. And then I think about the fact he has a Scorpio moon, like depth, intensity. So he showcases what he wants to show to us. And I think that's dope. That's cool as hell.
Uh, Like, honestly, when I watched one of his interviews about his more recent albums, I'm like, not only did he just, not I'm not, he can't say just, but he didn't just make the song. Like, he composed the music. He, truly wrote out a score. And I'm like, there's not too many artists, especially in hip hop, that are doing things like that. Like, he truly developed a project. And I'm like, big ups to Tyler, because I'm like, you didn't decide to just be a rapper with this project. Like, you chose to show who you are as a rapper, as a writer, as a composer, as a musician. I'm like, nah, you showed with this project that you are multifaceted. And now, man, Tyler did his thing with this one. I can't hold it. I'm like, you are a gift to music with this one, my guy. But
Yes.
yeah,
Like, I would say between him and Jay Versace, the fact that they can hold space for being comedians
yeah.
as well as showcasing like, hey, I can be funny, but also I got this. And that's the thing.
There's depth to the funny, Like,
Yeah,
hey,
like people, it goes back to like Key and Peele. Like, hey,
no,
like it expands out to like, hey, funny, but also we have these other aspects to us that makes us multifaceted individuals. We can take the funny, put it over here. We can take
Right.
the musicality, put it over here. Creativity, action, drama, we can put it places. That's something that I'm like I truly enjoy and appreciate being able to see with like general black creatives like out here.
Because
So
there's so many that are multifaceted, and so even my own struggling experience of struggle with niching down, but these creatives, especially black creatives, have found a way to be multifaceted but still niche down in different aspects. So like you have what is it, Childish Gambino, right? And keep in mind, Donald Glover, he's Donald Glover, but he's also Childish Gambino. He's a music artist, he's a comedian, he's an actor, he's a writer. I'm like, dude, you've done so much in a compound amount of time, but it's not like he just randomly did it. He was building all of these assets up for years, and then was like, all right, I'm gonna work on these. I'm gonna niche down in these different areas, but still somehow managed his time or managed his schedule to a way where he was able to truly shine in different realms. To where This Is America. He showed so much depth with that, and he wrote it, he choreographed parts of it. I'm just like, you did all of this while also writing the show Atlanta. I'm like, but also releasing whole albums and what I'm like, dude,
you know what?
you
I didn't
did,
even think about that. Like I'm just
I'm
I
like,
was like enjoying like, oh yeah, like that really think like is that 2017 that was around?
yeah, somewhere around that time, yeah. And he's also a comedian, so I'm like, you're doing all of this at the same time. Like, dude, I don't think people think about how much these artists really put the work in to shine, and it's not even to shine, they just doing it to express themselves and truly express their voices and their interests. I'm like, to these multifaceted artists, I'm like, y'all are amazing, and people don't see it. And I really wish people not only saw it but understood what it took to be all what looks like all over the place. They're able to move mountains, like truly be icons in different realms, all while still remaining themselves. And I find that to be inspirational. It's not easy to be interested in so many different things and then still find a way to prosper in these different things at the same time. Most people will tell you, oh, niche down into one thing and only do this one thing for one time. And then when that works, then you go over here. And I'm like, that doesn't even make sense to me. Like, there's no way you can basically put down everything else and focus on one thing, and that's the only way to do life. Like that, I call bullshit on that one.
That don't I don't see that that's possible. Like even with just trying to be I enjoy life. It was like, hey, you don't want to just do one single thing
Just
forever.
forever, and that's what's preached, not even taught, but preached to us. Like, hey, oh, they ask kids in school, what do you want to be in life? Bro, I'm 12. I don't know. What do you mean? Like, what? Like, how are you going to ask a 12-year-old or even an 18-year-old, hey, you need to figure out what you're going to do in life for the next 40 years, even though you haven't even been here for 20. You need to make a decision right now on what you're going to be doing for the next 4 decades, and you've only really been coherent in life for the last 5 years, like, what, how is that fair, how does that make sense? And I find that to be belittling to what people are actually capable of being, like, hey, this person at the age of 18 hasn't really experienced life. I promise you they can do so much more than just go to school for this one thing that someone was like, hey, you're going to make a lot of money doing this, so you should just do this. I'm like, but what if they like art? What if they want to paint? What if they just want to travel? What if they want to do whatever? Why can't they do it all? Why can't we as a society, help and motivate our next generation to aspire to do it all?
Yeah,
Like,
'cause
why?
bro, those
Yeah,
are babies. Like,
you know,
I'm literally this week and last week, going to work with like chaperones. Oh, kids, da, 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 da," but literally like having the time to just like hear them talk about who their heroes are, who amazes them. I'm just like, yo, y'all are babies.
yeah,
And y'all are the world, you have not even gone out to engage with it yet. She's like, yeah, you have a little responsibility here or there, but y'all have so, so much. And I'm just like, damn, we were there at one point in time, but it's just
yeah.
like,
And it felt like yesterday at that.
yeah. So I'm just like helping them. that's what who the age group I love to work with out of everybody, high schoolers, because it's just like people don't want to work with them because like, oh, they got an attitude, da, 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 da. But it's just like help them,
Yeah,
talk
because
to them. They want to
so did
listen.
you at that age, and how would you gotta people wanna forget that they went through it, but it's like, "Hey, what did we all were there, we all went through high school, we were all had an attitude," and so it's like, "Hey, this," because middle schoolers are assholes, like, that it's just that, you gotta let them be assholes for those 3 years. Elementary schoolers, they are the babies of life, but high schoolers, I'm like, "Hey, let's help these guys figure life out or figure out, themselves more than anything, because I think the question that they should be asking in schools is not what you want to be, but how do you want to be happy in life?
Yeah, there's so much stuff that people aren't exposed to. Like, honestly, I say shout out to here out in California because when I would hear of like going being at Tuskegee and hearing like, oh, they got tours from different school, like high school, y'all flying out to go see schools.
That was me. That was me. The
Down
HBCU
we just
tours.
move. We just like, hey, you have this, you have that. This college might be interested in you, cool, but you have to go make that on your own. Like,
Yeah.
bro, that shit was amazing. Like,
Like honestly, it's because, especially on the West Coast, the California schools don't preach HBCUs. They preach, oh, I grew up the street from USC. So before I knew about an HBCU, in my mind, I'm like, I'm trying to go to USC. That's all I was thinking about. Not even understanding like USC is cool because it's right there, but there's so many other options. There's so many different experiences you can be limiting yourself from by just trying to stay, local. The world truly expanded when I left California. Like when I left LA, I'm thinking, honestly, it was so scary, but I kind of became addicted to the feeling of leaving just because I knew that there was something new every time I left. I knew that there was something different every time I left versus staying in LA and staying around what I was used to, staying around, basically what I could predict, what was comfortable. The fear of traveling and moving, not just traveling, but actually moving from California to Alabama, moving from Alabama to St. Louis, moving from St. Louis to Atlanta. I'm like, every time it was horrifying, but it was also really exciting. It was like a very scary drug, but it was like I wouldn't trade it for the world. Like if it weren't the funds, I would move every year. Just me personally, like move to a new place, just try it out for a year, whether I like it or not. Move somewhere else after that, just to experience the world, experience something different, be able to tell myself and in my own personal story, I understand more about the world because not because I read about it or saw a movie on it, but because I actually lived it. And there's a lot to learn in living life. That's not something that I feel as though they teach the younger generation. And I feel the younger generation may miss out on it because no one's telling them just go live life, go outside, go touch some grass, go fall in some mud, go mess up. They're especially high school where this pressure is put on high schoolers to just be perfect and have the best grades and you have to have this and have to have no you don't. You just have to be happy. That's when high school's all said and done, when college is all said and done, guess what? You have these pieces of paper that say, "Hey, you did it." But now what do you want? Now what do you have to do? Now what did somebody tell you to do, but what do you want? From yourself, from your life, from your surroundings, from your friends, from your family. What is it that you want? And a lot of us don't know because no one asked us this as the adolescents that we were. They were just like, "Oh, go do this so you can make money." Well, what's the money for?
yeah, I tell people like I think about when I graduated from my master's, and my mom's like, "I'm good. You can go do what you want," and I'm just like, "What do
What
I
is
want
that?
to do? Like, what is it that I want to do? I don't know." So it's just like now it's like, okay, cool. I see myself, and I think it definitely gets back into like the Leo aspect, just like inner child. It's like, hey, I am providing happiness for my inner child. Like I think even going to the Cal State Fair, like when I was younger, there's this festival in Amory, Mississippi called the Railroad Festival. Kind of like the same thing, but just like specifically in that city where it's like I always wanted to go. Like I always wanted to go out, go to the festival, even if I didn't get on the rides, just to be amongst that environment. Like is dope. So really didn't have always the opportunity to go because either somebody wasn't able to take me or it's just like, hey, don't have the capability or weather caused me to not to be able to go. Sometimes I would go, but it's just like, all right, not that great of a feeling. So now I get 30, 31. It's like, hey, you are going to be up here for 2 weeks at a time, some days, 8 hours
Yeah.
outside at the fair. Here you go. Might not have been
Enjoy.
when you were like 8, 9, 10 years old, but at 31, you got it. You have the capability. Go check it out, go around. And it's just like, yeah, really doing the inner child work. Just like, okay, the things that I enjoy, the things that make me happy, they're the things that you're going to see. Like, yes, this learning about astrology, I enjoy it, but I also appreciate the fact that I can talk to people and it can help them. So it's just like that is the things that I see for myself now. Like, yeah, having the accolades of a master's. Yes, I got two letters after my name with a comma. Yes, got that experience. But what I truly enjoy is being able to talk to y'all. Like,
Yeah.
talk to y'all, catch up, share life experiences relative to what it is taking place. And even with like having, like you were telling me, like traveling, being away from home, I see, and I think I've read it, like people who have 12th house placements, they don't need to be near their immediate home environment, like to go out and travel and experience life. Like, the ninth house is like experiences while traveling, and the 12th house I've read is like you living, like traveling, that sense of traveling. So it's just like anytime that I've gone places, it's like, yeah, I've lived there. Like, I went to Puerto Rico, I lived there for 4 months. Like,
Yeah.
so it's just like, yes, that experience for us being able to expand more for ourselves outside of our home base is beneficial. That's nice.
Yeah. So life experiences, best teachers. Wouldn't trade for the world.
No, I wouldn't, because it's definitely been some experiences and just like engaging with people and like taking away that knowledge. Like, okay, cool. I can see that. I can apply it. There's some things that I didn't like. It's like, all right, I ain't got to navigate with that moving
All
forward.
right.
But yeah, this is nice. I
Wouldn't
appreciate
have learned that you didn't like it if you didn't go try it.
Exactly, and it's just like some people like, "Yeah, I don't like, I don't know if I don't like this." I'm like, "The best thing you can do is to check it out." Like, with some, coconut water, like, it's like, "Oh, the pressed coconut water?" Like, someone's like, "Yeah, I don't like coconut water." I was like, I don't like it's like it's a taste to it, and I'm like, but I like coconuts." So I was just like, "Oh, pressed coconut water." Hadn't tried it. It seems like it's a little bit more expensive. Imma try it. I see why, 'cause the shit tastes like coconuts, like, more
See,
coconutty water.
a texture person, so it's like I like coconut water, but I can't stand the I don't even know if it's the taste, but the feeling of the shredded coconut on
I love
cookies,
that.
in candy. I'm just like, nah, I'm good on it. I'm good. I'm so good on it. I can't stand it.
I guess it's like for me, because it's like I think of like Taurus and Scorpio axis, but specifically leaning towards Taurus, even like having like if you have degrees of Taurus placements, like what is it? For Taurus, it'd be 2, 14, and not 28, but the 2 degrees, 14 degrees, and what is it plus 12? 26. Yeah, those are the Taurus degree placements. So I said, like, I wrote out one time on a blog where it's like, yeah, like mouthfeel, like something like when you have to have something consistently chewing. And for me, it's like, yeah, like mouthfeel with like gum, straws, whatever. And then with coconut, it's like, yes, it has that flavor, but the thing that I don't care for is like afterwards, it loses flavor, but you still have that gritty, chewy. So for me, it's like, okay, cool. I'm gonna just continue to chew it, but it's like, all right, I'm tired of this. So it's like I'll gradually like swallow it while I'm chewing it. But yeah, that definitely gets into like the whole mouthfeel. Because we were talking about it yesterday, like with cereal, dry cereal goes
Right.
hard as shit. But it's like to a certain extent, it's like, all right, you put it in milk. It's not like the Get Out shit where the girl had like the separate bowl and that like that shit's
Right.
weird. But
Like
like you
that.
can have a
Look,
bag, a
you
sandwich
designed that to
bag.
be really creepy, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like you can have a
Right.
sandwich bag of cereal or you can have a bowl of cereal. Just eat
Right.
that bitch. And you can have like milk on the side drinking it if you wanted to. That's your preference. Cool. But me, dry cereal, like all day. Even even when I go home, my mama she'll like, you better have some fucking milk with it. Like, she would see me get cereal out of the out of the pantry. She's like, "You better have some milk." I'm just like,
No, and I
"Bro."
don't want the milk because, like, crazy hot take, right? I believe cereal tastes best in a cup. Don't know why. Can't explain it, but cup cereal, now I don't mean with the milk. I mean like eating your cereal out of a cup is just like the one of the, childhood pleasures for some reason that's just like you can't beat it. I don't want a bowl of cereal. Yes, a bag is cool, but like when they came out with cereal bars, they were cool. But I'm like, nah, pour me some cereal in a cup and I'm good. Leave me alone. That's my
So it
snack.
like, would you include them little, small things of cereal, like the Cinnamon Toast Crunch that came in, like, that size, the little
Oh,
travel
the little
size?
to go bowls or whatever.
Yeah.
Those taste different too, and I'm just like, I don't like those. Like they're not the same cereal from give me the box of cereal in the bag, let me pop open the bag, pour it in a cup. That's my cereal right there. Like that's my little woo.
You remember, I don't know if they still making them little boxes of cereal, like, they'd have, like
Oh,
I haven't
those I
seen those
miss
in
those. I miss
ever.
those.
Like, I hadn't seen them jokers in forever, but they had, like,
Yeah.
excessive amount of packaging inside the box to try to get the things out. I'm
'Cause
just
the
like,
the bag was tougher, but it's like it's something somehow they preserve the cereal different per packaging. So it's like the bag, the box of cereal that we're used to inside, box inside bag or whatever. It's just like they preserve that one way. The small cup cereal, just like the small mac and cheese cups or whatever, it's different than the actual pour it out the box Kraft mac and cheese. I'm like, something in those mini packaging changes versus putting something, these dry grains into a bag and then putting that bag inside of a box. Don't know why it tastes better. It feels, better to the soul. But when they put them in those small plastic cups, I'm like, this sucks. I don't know
yeah.
which I took out or included to make it preserve this way, but it sucks. I don't like it. Take it back.
Yeah, even with Dollar Tree, like when I went yesterday, it's like they had the little cups and they had the bags, and I ended up just getting like a bag of cereal, and
Hmm.
it's like, yeah, we'll go with this and get it out the way. I will say though, a cereal that I just don't care for, especially when it gets into milk, is like Fruity Pebbles. That shit is nasty. Like, I like Fruity Pebbles as a dry cereal, but that like I don't know why that would always be the cereal that I'd have to have with milk. And like I want to say Fruity Pebbles within the contact, like that second of contact, that's the only time that that shit tastes good.
Yeah.
Like 'cause
Yes.
afterwards, it's just mushy and just like a whole pool of
It's
various
too
different
soggy. It
colors.
doesn't like honestly, you need like a lot of fruity pebbles or cocoa pebbles with just a little bit of milk, and that'll just make it do somehow. Like you got to find like the right ratio for it. But yeah, it's amazing when gets that first bit of milk, but after that, it's like this is ruined. This is just mush, and I'm done with it. Like you can't let that's one bowl of cereal you basically have to like scarf down before it gets too soggy and you can't even really enjoy it anymore.
Yeah, I'm just like, ugh, I'm cool off of that. 'Cause I'm just like, that's not me. But it's just like you can't say, oh, you don't like soft food, because like, ain't don't get it twisted. I love oatmeal, cream of wheat.
Right. Yes.
Like,
Yes.
it's like it's specific mouth feels like that. It just don't taste right. Like that don't like you said, get into like the whole thing of like coconut stuff. That don't I don't care for
Yeah.
that. That's nasty. But
Wait, so you don't care for cream of wheat?
no, whoa,
Okay.
whoa, no, I love
Okay,
cream of
gotcha,
wheat.
gotcha. Okay, yeah, yeah.
Like it's just that no, that's nasty. Like yeah, I wouldn't say, and that's the thing. Like I like mushy stuff when it comes to preference of food. Like okra, love that. Like what
Yeah,
is it?
you can keep okra.
You don't like okra?
And that what's crazy is I was listening to the radio like last week, and they were talking about how like some people like it, some people don't. Some people will be like, "Oh, you just don't know how to cook it." I'm just like, "Nah, it's a texture thing for people." And it's like for some people, the texture of okra is gross.
So would you say that for like tomatoes, like the seed part of tomatoes?
Yes, the seed part of tomatoes is gross, but I know people that literally will eat raw tomatoes, and I'm like, you're one of those people. Oh God.
Bro, okay, that just made me remember, like, when I was younger, I don't know why, like, I would try to act like I'm a vampire and, like, go into the, fridge and grab a
Yeah.
tomato and just, like, suck the seeds out of
No.
it. Like I haven't remembered that in the longest, but it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
that was me.
Okay.
Oh, it's just like I like it. I like okra. I like tomatoes. I like what is this? I like spinach, cream spinach. A lot of I would say one thing I don't care for sauerkraut. Like when I tell you it's a disdain, dislike. I remember driving to some place in Georgia, and it was a ham sandwich, and I'm just like I'm not eating this. I sat in the back seat of the car, like leaning on like this with the ham sandwich in my hand, like I'm just like, I'm not eating this. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. Like, being a picky eater will get your ass in trouble. I remember I got my butt whooped for like throwing a piece of chicken away. Like, I put it face down in the trash can. I thought nobody saw it, but yeah, my granny found out and she whooped me later. So
That's the trash can? Like, what?
I don't know. 'Cause I honestly thought I did a good job. Cause like you see like the TikToks or videos, like people like carefully like putting stuff away.
Mhm.
And I'm
That
just like, I thought I
okay.
did that, but I wouldn't be surprised somebody saw me. So
Yeah.
that that's just like, damn, bro, like that shit sucked.
Look, that's grandma with the eyes in the back of her head and the extra eyes in the kitchen, just like she sees everything. And
Look,
then
and
how
it was at somebody else's house. Like that's
somebody saw you, that's what that was.
yeah.
You didn't see them
Ooh,
see
she's
you, but
like
they saw you.
being offended. She's like, you ain't about to have these people being offended because you threw away their food. But no lie, like chicken.
Right.
Like I love eating chicken, but it's just like getting into like getting a degree in food science, like okay, how to properly clean a chicken. Just
Mhm.
growing up and just like seeing so many feathers in chicken,
Yeah.
it's like that's nasty. And then the tendons, like when you bite into a drumstick, I'm just like that's nasty. I know lie, I think that's the reason why I like drumsticks because you don't get a lot of the fat, like the
Right, it's just
in pieces.
quick, boom, boom.
Cause just like, okay, you like people like, no, it's difficult to eat. I'm like, no, it's not. Like it's not
How is a
difficult.
drumstick difficult to eat? It's the
No,
easiest one
people
to
say
eat.
that a wing, like what is
Oh,
it?
the wings?
Flats. Flat.
Okay.
That's probably the reason why I like flats. Let me say that because I don't care for eating the tendons off of drumsticks. Like biting into a piece and you got that hard ass shit. No, I don't like that. But with flats, it's just like you can get to the end, peel the bitch back, and you just left with bones. People just don't know how to eat shit.
Yeah, you so, like, I do and, like, honestly, I believe the worst part of the chicken is the breast because 'cause I'm just like, "This is very dry." But, like, when it comes to especially, flats, I'm like, I do I like dunking them, you know? So I don't like the whole wing is cool, but give me a bunch of flats, just the flats. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna crack them down, dip them, and boom, off the bone. You know, the bones may still be together like a V, or I may have broken them apart. But I'm like, honestly, eating flats is just fun. But drumsticks is definitely a lot easier. But yeah, I don't get why some people having issues like, oh no, I don't like drumsticks. Oh no, I don't like flats. I'm like, y'all just don't like having enjoying maybe I'm a foodie, like, I just enjoy the process of eating, different types of food,
Yeah.
trying foods and stuff like that. Am
And
I a
some people
foodie? I might be a
probably.
foodie.
Like when you
Okay.
go out to eat, it's like that's what I was talking about. It's just like with when I say Leo, Taurus, and Capricorn placements, y'all have really good taste for like quality with stuff. And it's not just limited to food. Like Taurus, definitely ideally like all right, food, taste, senses. Leo, just quality, like you can see it. Like it's not just stuff that's gilded. Like all right, yeah, it'll have a shine to it, but it's like authenticity. That is the axis of Leo and Aquarius, like authenticity. And then Capricorn is like, hey, foundation, quality, like wanting that to be sure structured. So having that together like Leo as well as Capricorn in your chart, yeah, quality. And then you got what is it? Taurus is in your fifth house of creativity. So that definitely shows up with just like, yeah, having that quality, having being able to have that sensual aspect when it comes to creativity, what you deliver, like the progeny of what you are showcasing to the world. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah,
Can
it kind of like relates back to what we talked about yesterday. Like, a lot of photographers, they'll I guess for the business aspect, it does make a lot more sense to just hire a retoucher to retouch your photos. But I'm like, that's no longer my work. It's now a collaborative art piece, and I'm like, I'd much rather go through the time dragging aspect of just learning to edit and retouch myself because I'm like, then I know that is my work through and through. But this in this microwave era, people want the quick turnaround, and so I'm like, all right, well, If that's the case, then this is, it's a quick transaction. But if I'm able to collab with different models and makeup artists and stuff like that, I'd much rather, you know, everybody have to wait and let me work through the process of, creating a true piece of art versus just tossing out a quick, piece of content.
Yeah, and like, what is
Uh,
it? I was talking to my friend Oliver, who was on here for the cancer season. I was like, "Hey, just want to let you know, like, editing X, Y, and Z." He's like, "Honestly, I'm an actor. Like, it's stuff that I've done like years ago that hadn't been put out yet, so
yeah,
it's okay." Like, I was
yeah.
like, "Yeah, I know, but still X, Y, and Z." But it's like, okay, but it's also showing me too. It's like, yeah, this stuff may be season based, but clips they can still roll out whenever. Like, I got stuff from like talking with Kiana during Pisces season where it's just like, hey, relative to emotions, people still need the shit. Like, people still need the information.
I can say from the creative standpoint, I'm like, I have had hard drives filled with years worth of content that I'm just like, I took the picture, I enjoyed it in that moment, but looking back on it, later in post, I'm like, I hate this. I'm not putting it out. On to the next project. But people don't, unless you're a creative in the same realm. I can't just say creatives versus non-creatives. I'm like creatives within the same realm. They wouldn't really get it. Like there are photographers that understand, but models that are like, I just want my pictures, and I'm like, you can have the unedited, but I'm not gonna edit these. I no longer enjoy these pictures. It doesn't feel this. It's a feeling, and I can't explain the feeling, but it's just like, hey, I still need to appreciate looking at these images even after we've shot for me to be like, all right, let me truly put some energy into, editing these and putting these out because I may edit after everything and be like, I don't like how I edited. I'm scrapping the whole project. I don't care for it anymore. And that's why when it comes to collaborative projects, I'll, send off the unedits, but people want me to put in the time. Be like, oh, I want you to edit like this. I don't get that vibe from this image, and I can't make myself feel that vibe for this image. It's that, I'll let people choose what they want, but I'm like, I see something else, and it that's why I'm, one at least in my own experience with entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is learning for myself what is for the business and what is for the art. And when
Hmm.
it comes to the business, it's like, oh, I want this, I want that, I want that. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm learning to literally not give a fuck, just shoot it, send it to a retoucher, get the product back. Cool, call it a day. But if people see my art and that's what they're looking for, they're gonna have to wait. I prefer quality over quantity. I don't post like that because people just want quantity. They want quick. They want that quick turnaround just for that you know to 15 minutes of fame or 15 minutes of viewerships and likes and whatnot. I'm like, you're not gonna care about this a week after you post it. You're not gonna care about this 15 minutes after you post it. Honestly, like you just want the likes and the quick recognition. That, oh yeah, you look so nice. But I'm like, the creative that put it out, they probably hated it, and you don't care two shits about it. And so I'm honestly, as a creative entrepreneur, it is draining because you do your best not to do the whole burnout thing, but when people enjoy what you do, everybody wants it and they just want it real quick. And I'm like, this is why you have creatives that put their prices so high because that high price gap it creates a realm of protection for the creative. If everybody's like, oh, you do these amazing photos for $20 a pop and you do a day turnaround, they get burnt out. They don't longer even have a love for it, and they just stop doing it. But when people are like, "Hey, let's truly organize and develop a project. Let's truly work together on something," and then you take your time to edit that, you're gonna get a much better product. Everyone involved will appreciate it so much more. But this is a microwave era, and it's hard to find people that are like that nowadays.
No, that's real. Like, that is a huge aspect of just like, hey, people just want to be seen in this moment. And it's just like, that's like, talking to my therapist is like honestly that big aspect of like being perceived and putting yourself out there. So it's like it takes a lot to even do that. And it's
Right.
just like you putting this piece of you into what you want to showcase. And it's like, hey, I see it this way. I want to present it this way. Great. And if it's not, like, received well, it's like, "Okay, cool, whatever. This is me, like, this is what I posted." Like, you might not come back and see it, but best believe anytime I go out and post something, whether it just be me or whether it's be something I created, it's just like, "Wow, I did that." Like, regardless of how it's been received, like, the capability to put that together and have that thought to put this here and put that there is like, "Oh, shit, that's dope." But definitely, like you said, rushing into stuff, if I had to, it's not gonna have the same, like, output, like, that energy, that desire to, like, "Oh, I'm doing this, da 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 da." I'm just
Yeah.
trying to get it out to get it in a time frame, like, that
And
ain't it. Like,
it's like you want McDonald's and go to McDonald's, but I'm over here trying to develop Michelin, star quality, and
and
that takes
even with
time.
that, like, what I came to realize, like, a video off of you Tube not I was about to say TubeTube, but, Instagram, or they probably had it on TikTok, but, the origins of Michelin stars, she's like, "Hey, you're going
Right.
out on a separate journey to get
Right.
to this place of a restaurant." So, yeah, it's gonna be a fucking journey to
Right.
get this product that you
What
want to
started out as
sit and
something
enjoy.
Yeah, what started out as just some, simple road trip, and, "Hey, check this out," became quality. Cause hey, people would drive for hours, days, just to come see this, and so guess what? The Michelin star is something that is slowly developed quality, like not just quick quantity. You can find McDonald's everywhere. You can find Burger King, and like because they recently released a list of the worst foods for you. Guess what? They're the quickest foods to get to you. But guess what? The best foods for you, they take time. The Whole Foods, the Sprout, like the true groceries that you're looking for, they take time. But people don't want to take that time anymore, and I feel bad for people. I'm like, hey, the quick satisfaction isn't always the truly worthy satisfaction. I'm like, give me homegrown food. Don't give me the bullshit out the window anymore. I'm tired of it. I do want to go to Publix now and go get some of their wings, not only because we were talking about the drumsticks, but I'm like, I know I can go back there and watch them cook it for a period of time before they just put it out there, you know?
Hello? Like, even with that, just like it goes into just being an adult and it's like, oh, you have money. Like, hey, do I have $17? I could go to McDonald's, go get something to eat real quick. But it's like, all right, being aware, like, you got food in your house. You can cook and come out to having a meal that's so much more flavorful than what you would get at
Longer
McDonald's.
last. Mhm.
Like,
McDonald's food is designed for you to be hungry again 20 minutes later. It's just for a quick fix. But if a meal that lasts you 6 to 8 hours, go cook it.
hello?
Go, just go cook it. But people, man, I honestly do feel like I was born in the wrong age. Like, yeah, we as a people, like, this is the best we're gonna get right now. It's not the best we deserve or the best we can achieve, but at least for right now, this is the best we got. But I still feel like, hmm, I feel like it was probably a little bit better for us, at least 30 years prior.
Yeah.
Like,
Food wise, environment
but
wise. So, yeah, it's just like trying to grow. I see a lot of folks having their own little gardens, and I'm like, that's what's up.
right,
Would
right,
love to have that out here, but they're just like, yeah, you can't have your own thing. I was like, y'all
that,
know
right. That don't. Why does that don't make sense? Like, why
why is
can't I
that
eat my own
issue?
food?
But
Why?
okay, all right. So, yeah, that just goes into like trying to be somewhere and navigate being where I can move and
Right,
grow and do what I want to do. Now, I want to get to another subject too that we didn't get to. We talked about it, we danced over it, we talked about people relative to it, but we really didn't touch on it. It's like relative to music. So, like with music for you, like definitely we've shared a couple of albums across the years of different things to check out. But when it comes to you for your big three, What do you think of artist-wise, song-wise? What you got? What you thinking?
Music. Um, so I'm gonna go with genre wise, at least for me. Uh, I do believe, at least from for the Leo aspect of me, definitely hip hop. Like, there's several artists that I feel like I resonate with, but I just got to break it down to genre. So Leo for me feels like hip hop. It feels like California gangster rap. Like true, it feels like lyricism, in my opinion. It feels like something that you have to actually think about. As for the moon, the Sag, I would go pop. Like, yeah, people may find it crazy, but yeah, I do have my white boy playlist that it feels like the Sag energy to me. Like it's just enjoying the moment, and I do jam out to it in my car. I'll toss on the headphones and just it may be pop. And then as far as the my Capricorn rising goes, I find that when I'm trying to get some work done, I listen to jazz. I listen to jazz instrumentals. It may be an instrumental of some of the my favorite hip hop or pop songs, but just remove the words, focus on the instruments, focus on the vibe, focus on the true music of it, and that's where I find a new appreciation. And I feel like that resonates more with my Capricorn rising. Like I recently found I think my new IG crush. She's a pianist, uh, who does modern hip hop, but on the piano. And I'm just like, oh man, I'll send it to you. But I was just like, nah, this I not I don't only appreciate her for her looks, but like the fact that she does her own quick, real renditions of popular music on the piano. I'm like, nah, this is a vibe right here. Like, being a percussionist, 7 years in marching band, I'm like, I would hear a song, but still kind of add my little 1-2 with it. But she does it with piano. I'm like, okay, maybe I was doing the wrong instrument or something. It's a different experience, and I appreciate true instrumentality. Like that. I believe it's a slowly lost art because you have all these beat makers that stick to just the beat machines and the Pro Tools beats, but when you get back to actual musicianship and scoring music, it's like the truly long lasting music that we listen to, the old school jams and stuff like that. There were 10 to 20 people that went into a studio to record just their one part. And people were like, oh, that's an old song. Hey, that's an old song that still hits to this day. That's an old song that gets sampled by modern hip hop artists to this day because they put in the time and the work to make it work. And the quality is slowly being diminished. Like people don't put in that time. They're just like, hey, I need a beat. What kind of beat? Well, I need this kind of beat based off this artist. I'm like, how about you get a beat, based off of an instrument? Go focus on an instrument. I want a beat made around this chord. I want a beat made around this vibe. Don't just say I want a beat. I hate those artists that be like, I just need a beat, and they just want you to play hundreds of beats. I'm like, what happened to the time where it would take weeks to make one beat? People just want it quick, and I'm like, I don't want the quick. I want the quality. But give me quality over quick any day. You know?
Like, people being able to go outside and just, like, take stuff from sounds that they hear, and it's like,
Right.
"Oh, this this
Right.
can be utilized." Like, add it, expand
Yes.
it, slow it down, speed it up. Like,
Yes.
being able to build off of things, yes, like, I'm here for that. And also, like, the sampling, yes, but also just taking into consideration people who just, like, take samples from other people who have done the work. Like, I saw on TikTok where one group, they were saying like, yeah, Travis Scott, like on his one of his most recent songs, like took the beat from like a small group, like a group of people who aren't as big relative to Travis Scott. And I'm just like, bro,
Yes.
let people have their work. Like, if you're going to pay somebody, if you're going to take somebody's money, pay them.
Right.
Pay them for that work. Like, what is
Right.
it? Bad Bunny has to pay Missy Elliott for a song that can't, like, he used this. piece of Get Your Freak On, and you can hear it within that sampling that takes place. And it's just like, hey, it happens. You just
Right.
gotta own up to it. Like, hey, yeah,
Yeah,
it-
like a lot of people don't like. Honestly, one of my favorite albums is J. Cole's 2014 Forest Hills Drive. Like that's one of those albums where I listen to the album like it's a song. I can't even listen to one song and turn out like I would literally or because it came out in like December 2014, I would listen to the entire album on repeat. Like it was one song, people listen, oh, this is my favorite song. This was my favorite album. And at the end of the album, he literally shouts out so many people that he worked with. And he, mentions about how people don't want to give credit to, not even give credit, but he, mentions how um, he, will pay people for the contributions that they made to his work or the contributions that he took, to make his work. But people don't want to pay those that put in the effort to make something great. And for those that just sample and not even really remix the beat, they're just like, hey, give me this beat and just put a couple little drum tracks over it. I'm like, it's still the same song. You're literally making the same song and just changing the lyrics somewhat. How about you actually go through and make some actual auditory alchemy? What happened to that?
like, and people, it makes me think about Beyonce. Like, for one, the shit that happened in Atlanta, crazy as hell. But two, it's like people want to get on her, like, oh, she got like 20, 30 people on the track list of just, but it's like those people contributed. Like, it probably would have been like, hey, switch up this note, take this out, or we could put this in here. That's
Yes,
giving people their flowers of recognition. It's
because
not
they
hard to
work.
do it. Like,
Right. It
yeah,
doesn't hurt you at all to do it.
like we're talking about like, hey, editing with photos, podcasts. These are our babies. This is what we want to do.
Yeah.
But when you open the door to allow people in to help, give credit to them people.
Right.
Like that is the biggest thing. It's just like giving credit to the folks that got you to see like, oh, we could add this, like that Brazilian funk aspect on spaghetti. Like
Mhm.
would have never checked that song out in its entirety if I wouldn't have heard it. Fuck, I wouldn't have known it was Brazilian funk. Like
Right.
that just show like what if you think about it, it's Cowboy Carter. What the fuck is Brazilian funk doing on a Cowboy Carter album?
Country album.
A country album.
Hey, but that's when you get true auditory
Fucking exactly.
like
Exactly.
people don't want to explore outside of what they're comfortable with. I'm like, y'all are sampling the same hip hop songs to make another hip hop song. But people forget that these same hip hop songs that you're sampling from sampled from other genres of music. Like they explored the world to bring these songs together to be like, oh, this is what I'm gonna use. And I'm like, how did you even hear that? How did you remix this? How did you bring this together? Like Kanye's a true genius when it comes to making auditory alchemy. I'm like, he'll hear something and be like, I want this the way she said that one word or these
That
couple little
small little shit and just expands it and just
I'm like,
like go. I'm like, how? How? I think of like, what is it? The song by Kendrick Lamar, like all I want in money, like what is it? Backseat Freestyle. I would not
oh
have known
man, what?
that that was the fucking Powerpuff Girls, like
Yeah,
them beating
yeah,
somebody's ass. And you're just like,
yes. And I'm like, you heard what? And was like, you made one of the coldest freestyles to date? What?
bro.
What? Come on now.
Like true music appreciation. Like you can pick like that meme of Leonardo DiCaprio, like
Yeah, yeah,
mm,
that's the one.
mm,
That's the one. That right
that,
there. Yep.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
that I greatly appreciate. And then the gold, like the Easter eggs and nuggets and shit, like
Mhm.
bro, artistry and creativity. And it's like you're asking people to think. People don't
Right.
want to think. People
And
like
oh man, it's showing more and more. So like I know people that code, right? And we look at websites now and we look at the UI and how it's just everything's just right there for you. It's just here you go. Just here you go. It's like, hey, what happened to making people go look for something? If people don't like it, if it's too hard to figure out, or if they have to actually go go look for something or use their own brain to make something. They hate it now, and I'm like, this minimalist, or it's not even minimalist. It's what's it's another term for it. They call it modern, but modern is just really simple and lacks any real thought. So everything we see nowadays is just, here you go. This is all you need. This is what was it? Somebody said they wanted their website to look like or work like TurboTax, and I'm like, so no real thought put into it, just direct you through every aspect. You don't want to explore at all. You just want it right there, and I'm like, mm, I don't like this era at all. I do believe I was born in the wrong era. I like to use my brain, and I like to be around other people that also use their brains and can teach me something, like make point out something I didn't see. I'm like, hey, you showed me something I didn't peep. Thank you so much. I need you to stay around so I can keep learning from the things that I'm not seeing. But people don't want that. They want it simple, and I don't believe humans were meant to be simple, but we're being simplified, and that simplification of us and our thinking is why artificial intelligence and stuff like that is taking over. It's because people don't want to think for themselves. They
No.
just want a simple way.
So I was just like, yeah, just seeing that showcase, and it's like, oh, it's crazy. Like it makes me think of Wally. Like,
Yeah. That, oh, we're doomed. They keep trying to show us, but Wally showed us already what we're headed towards. Just yeah. Oh, I hated Wally so much.
you hated Wally?
Oh, no, no, whoa, whoa, whoa. Wally was a masterpiece. I appreciate it so much.
Oh, okay. It was just
Yeah.
like, all right, but yeah, no, that, oh, yeah, it's just having to see how that goes to be and transfer and going about it. But I feel like my words, they're just not, they ain't working. They ain't working today towards the end. I don't know if
It's
it's,
it's a weird day today.
yeah.
Mondays are weird days.
And we didn't bring up the fact it's Mercury retrograde. So let keep in mind it's Mercury retrograde in Leo. So this is all in the sense of publishing aspects too. So we gonna get to the fact just like this at this point in time. We're talking about I don't know why I'm trying to make it work with simplicity, but hey, how is it for you at this point in time with what you're creating, how you're putting it out, how you want to promote yourself? Like this is the time for you. Like how is this for you?
Yeah, because I was actually watching something recently. It's a show on Apple TV called Stick, and or no, I think it was rewatching like Ted Lasso or something. And they were like, when you climb to the top of a mountain, but what's left for you but lightning. And um how do you deal with lightning? And it's like, I think the question was, how do you deal with lightning? And honestly, the answer is, were you expecting it or not? And for me, my last major shoot was a private concert where I was able to shoot, up close and personal with Boosie, one of his last performances, Rich Homie Quan, R.I.P. I was able to shoot Glorilla, Young Dro, Bow Wow, Roscoe Dash, and I'm like right here with him. Like I'm basically shaking hands with all of these people, but just still trying to shoot this small private, birthday party type thing going on. And there's a 420 event, and 4 days later, $10,000 worth of my equipment was stolen from me. And so, I'm basically, I was at the peak of the mountain, and then I wasn't expecting lightning. And so when that lightning struck, I had no idea how to respond or how to recover. And so, as in regards to what I'm working on doing now, um, I'm just working on rebuilding. I'm working on finding what I actually enjoy. Because that was a point in time where I was, shooting everything. I wasn't even worried about what I was trying to shoot. I was just shooting, but I wasn't focused on developing my brand, and I wasn't focused on developing my art. So in regards to this retrograde, you know, I was 28 going on 29 when I lost everything, and I'm 29 now, going on 30, realizing that before I actually do rebuild everything, let me figure out what I'm building towards. What am I working towards? So I'm, refining and my niche. And so I've recently discovered the area that I enjoy the most is fashion. So like this past weekend, I was able to shoot a fashion show over this past year, or from the year of 2025. I've just been working on fashion, shooting fashion shows, shooting editorials, really niching down on and developing what I want to work on instead of just shooting whatever. Like, don't get me wrong, that concert that I did, it was amazing. It was crazy because even before that, I was able to be on stage shooting one music fest. So I got pictures of, CeeLo Green. I got pictures of like a whole lot of different artists at one music fest. But while I'm getting hit ups from, friends in the crowd, they're like, "Hey, are you here?" I'm like, "Yeah." But I send them a video of where I'm at, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm backstage though." This a whole different experience. But I would, don't get me wrong, I'd love to, go back and do it all again. But I know that for me, it's something else that I'm looking for in life, and something else that I'm looking for from my art and my craft. And I do believe that's somewhere in fashion photography, and things of that nature. So I'm, slowly rebuilding because everything that I was able to build up to that, mountain peak point, it took 12 years. And so I know that that's not just going to be recovered overnight. Like I was just collecting gear, but didn't know what I was collecting the gear for. Now I know what to, work towards and collect the gear for. But now I know I'm not gonna be trying to get everything back that I lost. I'm gonna be trying to gain things that I never had now, and I think that's really important to appreciate as a part of the journey. Is like, hey, you lost all these things, not only because you weren't using them, but because even what you did have, you weren't using it correctly. You weren't using it with purpose. You weren't using it to, benefit yourself. And so, getting to 30 has been a trial. Like, even today, I was thinking about the friends that I lost that didn't get to make it to see 30. And, I have more than I thought. And I'm like, it means something because at the top of last year, and honestly, even a few weeks before that, I lost two friends. One to a drunk driver, and another one to just hood shit. Like, one was killed by a drunk driver. The other one, they put 15 in him in front of his fucking neighborhood, and I'm like, these are people that I grew up with that watched me start with the camera, and even one of them knew me before the camera, and I know that when I do get back to that, mountain peak, it has to mean something. It has to not just be for the hype, but I need to be able to look back and be like, I got here for a reason. I got here with intention, and even if lightning strikes again, I will be ready. So even if it does hurt, I won't be as damaged from it. Like,
Yeah.
I do believe that pushing forward and creating, in the future, it has to matter. Every shot has to matter. So I think that's what this Mercury retrograde is teaching me, is like every shot has to matter. Don't just take, yeah, you want to take as many shots as possible because you miss those that you don't take, but be intentional about each shot that is taken. And you know if each one lands, hey, you're a lot better off than just wasting a bunch of shots.
Very true.
So yeah.
I see, like, for you, you got your own Saturn return story, like the start of it for you.
Yeah.
Because literally, third house to communication, how you go about giving as well as receiving information. And with Pisces, that can be associated with arts. And Saturn being in Pisces, and Pisces, one of the associations I think of with Pisces is like loss. And like Saturn going through there could be like loss of structure, but navigating that at this point in time, you're seeing like, hey, how you can build that up for yourself. And you got Neptune retrograde and Saturn retrograde in your fourth house right now. So it's like those foundations, getting those set up, or seeing what doesn't work for you at the base of core for you with Neptune being retrograde. and just being able to move forward accordingly. So you're able to see, like, hey, what do I need to take up there with me when I'm climbing up the mountain to repel that lightning or to conduct it to make it work for me in some way, shape, or form? So I appreciate you for being open to share that story with me as well as the people listening. And that's, I hope that people can understand, like, hey, Saturn returns, they gonna start. They might not be the greatest, like niggas getting into fucking wrecks or getting their shit stolen, like literally. So just like, hey, it's a defining moment for you. You build up, like everybody's gonna have that moment to share, but a lot of people ain't gonna be able to like recall, like, oh, that's when my Saturn return kicked off for me. Like, yeah, I was on this high. Like even then, like I feel like Saturn's like you on this high, you're
Yeah.
like
You're up there, you're enjoying it, but you're not thinking about anything else. Like you didn't even plan for the fall. You know, you never plan to fall, but you need to at least prepare to brace yourself if you fall. And I can speak from experience. That's not something that I did. No matter how high the high was, I was never prepared to fall. And then when I did, I fell pretty fucking hard. um, so yeah, it's every shot has to matter.
I think that just goes in with youth. Like we don't have a care in the world, and then Saturn comes in and be like, hey, your eyes gotta be open. Like it was
Yeah,
nice navigating life with this, but your eyes gotta be open. Like you might not be like Saturn. We are able to fool ourselves with stuff,
right.
and yeah, like I think of the what is it? I think of literally just thought of the tarot card, the Fool. Like being open, being able to go off an adventure, but literally falling off a cliff. So
Yeah,
yeah, you falling off a cliff, but it's just like you gain some knowledge. You gain some knowledge if you like getting back up to that point. But I feel like that's definitely with like the archetype of Capricorn. It's like the sea goat. It's having the capability to navigate the waters that you can be a part of, but as well as being capable to climb up mountains. So you're doing it. You're
yeah.
doing it. Continue to keep on doing it. So that's good. I appreciate you being able to come on here, share your insight, share information, and tell your own truth.
Yeah.
Like you're the innovator for your own story. That is the important aspect. So I want to say thank you so very much. I don't know what just got sent to me. I'm gonna have to check it out because my mama just sent it to me. But yeah, this has been an absolute pleasure being on here with you today. Thank you so much
Having
on this. Like, truly, truly, truly appreciate you being on here, folks listening, and we gonna go from there. But yeah, we have to have you back on here. Like, we got stuff coming up in the works. Get you on there featured. So we're gonna have to do this again and figure out something else, another topic, because like I said, it's seasoned aspects.
yeah.
Astrology come into play, but it ain't gonna be taking up the whole conversation. So until then, until the next time, be easy. Okay. Okay.